Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, what is up? What is good? The king. Yeah, the king of lightning here today, bringing you guys and gals the glory that is Togashi Yoshihiro's Hunter x Hunter, albeit a month late. I do apologize. Mom, beyond that one, I'm a month late. The chapter came out last month officially, like September 4th. However, as I always say, better late than when?
That's a bingo.
Never. So at least it came out, right? At least we have this video out and about right now. So again, I do apologize for my tardiness, but at least the content came out. Now, will I be more on point next time around? Probably. I can't say for sure, but probably. And maybe, and we'll get to that at the end of the video, next time around could be much sooner than you think. Because given last year, you would think it would be a year until Togashi comes back again for the next 10 chapters. However, based on him getting something, like straight up, it was... It's so dumb, but at the same time, whatever makes Togashi come back earlier, I can't really say is a bad thing. It's stupid, but it's not a bad thing. But we'll get to that at the end of the video. So, first and foremost, let's focus on this review / discussion of Hunter x Hunter chapter 370. And first thing first I want to talk about is the instigator that initiated the whole thing, which is one of the fourth prince's bodyguards. His name is Mihan or Mayuhan, some of the sort. Right now, he's not relevant except for him being a total prick. He has Kurapika, he has the tape, the white tape. Don't cross this tape for security measures because, of course, we need to protect our queen, Queen Oito, and Prince Wobo, and etc., etc. And the moment Kurapika does that, this guy takes his foot, he just, yeah. Really, bro. So, this guy just immediately starting conflict, and Kurapika gave him the look like, yo, bro, you want to throw down? Do you want to throw down right now? And so this guy, let's call him Maihan, right? Maihan, he is pretending to be like an upstanding dude. Like, oh, my bad, bro. My bad. Because after an instant of this Maihan dude not paying attention, Kurapika drops the tape. He drops the tape, and he gives him that stare like, yo, bro, I will throw down. I'm ready to throw down, like now. If you don't get your foot off that tape, there's gonna be some problems. So this dude, oh, my bad, man. My B, yeah. I didn't mean it. I'm a nice dude. Like, come on, like, my boys know me. I'm a nice dude. I didn't mean nothing. All right, we didn't do nothing. It's like this dude just front on all levels. After he's done front, he says, I hope that you are not gonna waste our time here, that you're not gonna lead us by the carrot, and so on and so forth. Because remember, the fourth prince did give his bodyguards permission to kill if it was a waste of their time. And this guy, he's bloodthirsty, albeit he's fodder tier. Yeah, right now he's absolute maximum fodder tier. But this guy, he is bloodlusted nonetheless. And Kurapika, after he sees Maihan's true intentions, he's like, listen, I said that you guys will learn that in 2 weeks, and I mean that. I'm being very serious about that. 2 weeks or a week, I forgot which one it was exactly, but whatever. However, my dude, the way you act is clearly indicative of your leader, the fourth prince, and how he operates, and what kind of person he is. And then this dude, this Maihan dude, gets extra salty because Kurapika laid it down. All right, he laid it on the table like, bro, you suck, and you know you suck, and your boy, the fourth prince, he sucks, and I'm coming for him. This dude gets extra salty after he laid on the table, and Kurapika goes like, it's big. Right? Just, this man was forget about baby arm. He was a baby's leg, just big, and like, oh whoa. So this guy got extra salty. She's trying to rush Kurapika. His boy has to stop him. And I love how Kurapika had to take out the gun. I was like, really, Kurapika, really? But at the same time, he has to play that off. He has to show that he doesn't have some crazy OP ability, which he does, obviously. But he has to play it off because he is, again, trying to train these guys to use Nen to try and cause a stalemate so Queen Oito and Wo will have a better chance of survival. So this guy gets salty and his boy stops him. But then this initiates the main adversary right now among all the bodyguards that's in the room right now, and that is Yuriko. So after this guy does his outburst thing, Yuriko makes his move. And Yuriko's like, yes, I can't believe someone is this foolish to cause a ruckus like this. Everyone's focused on him, and boom, he strikes. So Yuriko is one of Benny's boys. As one of Benny's boys, he knows Nen. And in his case, his Nen ability is called the Silent Majority. Specifically, what you see initially at the beginning of this chapter and in the previous chapter, at the end of that chapter, is the Silent Majority marionette. And essentially, no one can see the marionette aside from Yuriko himself and those he possesses with the ability. And in this case, he's possessing a maid. I believe her name is Loberry, or LeBerry. Let's call her LeBerry. And LeBerry, I think, is a maid of the 10th Prince or the 11th Prince. Honestly, right now, not really important because she's just being possessed by Yuriko. She's a tool for Yuriko to use to basically take out Kurapika and Queen Oito and anybody that's there, honestly. Aside from Bobby, who's on his team, Yuriko is there to just wipe out like everybody, as far as I understand. But he has a pretty good ability. And the ability, again, is called the Silent Majority and the Marionette. Now, from the Marionette, there are 4 snakes. These white snakes that have a snake head. And on the underbelly of the snakes, there are these human lips. So it looks pretty freaky. And these snakes, essentially, they attack at very fast speeds once he targets somebody. Once the target is attacked by the snakes and they are latched onto by the snakes each can suck out the blood from an individual, from one person, in 44 seconds. One snake can do that in 44 seconds. So if all 4 snakes attack, then the person loses all their blood in 11 seconds. In 11 seconds, you're done. You lose all your blood, you're dead. So that ability is a pretty fierce ability. However, there is a huge drawback to his ability. If the marionette is forcibly, so like not the snakes themselves, because the snakes themselves, they can be destroyed. We saw that in the chapter, at the end of the chapter, where the guy, he takes out his gun, he shoots at the dude, and he kills the guy. But the guy who's being attacked by Yuriko's snakes was probably already gonna die anyway. With that being said, the snakes, they were obliterated by the fire, however, they form back into Nen. It's the marionette that has to be targeted. But right now it's invisible only to those that can see it, again, himself and those he possesses. If he fails to kill somebody with the attack and or the marionette is forcibly deactivated, then the attack rebounds on him. So the snakes attack him and he loses all of his blood in 11 to 44 seconds. So the main reason why, I would assume this, the main reason why Yuriko has such a high ability of perception, like extremely high. Honestly, the only cats that I think are even that high when it comes to perceiving someone's Nen ability and what type they are, when it comes to their Nen category and like certain Nen tendencies and like how like you can't hide your Nen because when you try to hide your Nen, there's still like a tiny ripple effect in your aura, like that kind of stuff. Like this guy can see that, and that's kind of crazy. The only cats I can think of that are that perceptive, or potentially could be that perceptive, are Pariston and Jin Freaks. His perception, I think, is that high of a level. But it has to be that high of a level because if he messes up the attack, then he essentially dies from his own attack. That's a very powerful Nen ability, but it comes with a huge drawback. So very similar in some ways to Kurapika's Nen ability from a foundational standpoint of if you do this, then essentially you die. If this doesn't happen, if the attack fails, this guy will potentially die. Or at least the snakes will attack him. Maybe he could dodge the snakes and then something else may happen, I'm not too sure. But essentially, we can assume safely that if the attack fails, he will die. Which will probably be the reason for his death later on in the arc. I don't doubt it. So Yuriko, that's his ability thing, and when it comes to his character, it's clearly there. Also, I do want to note that in the previous chapters, there was someone among Camp Wobble, one of the bodyguards, who, like I think it was the first bodyguard that died among that group. He had his blood also drained out of his body. However, in his case, if I remember, there were holes in his body, where when it comes to Yuriko, his snakes, they attack via humanoid lips on their underbellies. So it wouldn't match the holes that were created in this guy's body when he died, when his blood was removed. Basically, I wouldn't say that Camp Benjamin and Yuriko attacked Camp Wobo from that early on in the arc. I don't think so. My best bet is that that was actually a Nen Beast, and there is a Nen Beast that has very similar abilities to Yuriko's own Nen ability. The next thing I want to talk about here is this. There are 4 people among this group that have not revealed that they can use Nen. There was only 2 cats right now have revealed that they have used Nen. The one guy who has like the heart thing at the end of his speech bubbles, I forgot what his name was, and the other guy being Yuriko. They revealed, yeah, we can use Nen, and we're here because our princess told us to be here, and so on and so forth. The one dude that Yuriko attacked was from the same camp of the other guy who has the hearts at the end of his speech bubbles when he's speaking. The fairly tall guy who is also a hunter. You see the H on the left side of his suit. My guess here is that the other guy is among the 4 who know how to use Nen, but kept it a secret when Kirby get asked who here knows how to use Nen. Because these guys pose as unexpected threats when it comes to Yuriko's play. So he has to eliminate as many threats as possible when it comes to his mission. And these guys that know Nen are in fact threats. So my guess here is that the guy that he attacked knew Nen. I'm gonna say that right now there are 3 cats left that know Nen, that are keeping it a secret. He knows that they know Nen because he can see the ripple in like their Nen aura. Honestly, it could be the case where the other 2 cats that know Nen are Hulkenberg's boys because they have the feather mark on this side of their hand, but maybe not in the sense of knowing Nen, but some of their Nen has unlocked and they themselves aren't even aware of it. And then finally, for the general part of the chapter, you have Kurapika, who clearly knows that this was the attempt of an assassin. And Bavi Maina, his name is different in the actual Viz translation. Again, what that was, I forgot. Like for Yuriko, it's Firikov, but for Bavi, it's something else entirely. Bavi, all right? Bavi, he notes that Kurapika, after that guy was killed and when the attack happened, didn't blink, didn't move a muscle, was still calm and sturdy, was still analyzing, and he knew full well that this was the attempt of an assassin and not that of a Nen Beast. So now his goal here is to try and figure out who the assassin was, and so on and so forth. So Kurapika's on point with that. Most of the folks think that it is a Nen Beast, but again, Kurapika, of course, Yuriko, and Bavi are aware, and maybe some of the other bodyguards as well, they are aware that this was an assassin, not a Nen Beast. That being said, from a character standpoint, you have mainly 2 characters that get some highlight here. Number 1, again, being Mr. Fodder Tier himself, Mihan, whatever his name is. And then number 2, definitely number 2 for character, fairly lengthy there, Yuriko. So that's character. When it comes to pacing, the chapter in of itself was just focusing on the bodyguard stuff, Kurapika, talking to the bodyguards and how that all played out. And then finally, when it comes to story, you have Queen Oito, who is starting to learn the basics of how to use Nen. Bill is teaching her the basics. Now she's trying to make the Nen thing appear between her fingers. It's like a centimeter, so she's average. She's not like the 4th prince where the guy is a mega genius. She is... she's a basic, well, fill in the rest. And then the next thing for story clearly is Kurapika gonna sit down, train Nen, trying to set up some ground rules, but immediately chaos arises. A dude's already dead. Yeah, stuff is getting heavy. Yuriko already making the moves. Already, stuff is getting heavy. The assassin's on the move. Kurapika still has to stick to the plan, but right now, chaos has ensued. So that is it for story, and overall, that is it for this chapter of Hunter x Hunter, and potentially the last chapter of the year. Overall, I would say it was an okay plus. It was an okay plus chapter of Hunter x Hunter. And if it is the last chapter of the year, not really a strong end to the last chapter of the year. It was overall, again, an okay plus chapter. However, let us talk about this potentially being the quote-unquote last chapter of the year. Now, on the official Viz release of this chapter, the official magazine itself, we have author comments at the end of the magazine. And let me show you guys what Togashi said when it comes to the end of that week's magazine. Now, as you can see here, these are the author comments. And if we just zoom in to Togashi's comment. Togashi Yoshihiro says, and I quote, "I received some donbei noodles from the Nissin company to congratulate me on my return. So I'll come back by the end of the year."
What? What the fuck?
I received some donbei. I mean, are these noodles like godly? Like, what is this? What? I mean, so the reason why Togashi Yoshihiro is coming back at the end of this year is this. Oh, well, I mean, hey, this one has bacon on it, so, yeah. It has God's food right there, so, I mean, really? That looks terrible. What is this now? Togashi Yoshihiro is coming back, potentially, at the end of this year because of these noodles. So, I guess we gotta really thank the Nissin company for giving him these donbei noodles, because Togashi coming back at the end of 2017. Maybe for another 10 chapters, which would be bold, or, well, for him it'd be bold. Yeah, for him it'd be bold. Or he could skip out and go for, like, let's say only 5 chapters or 2 chapters. Again, hey, I did technically come back at the end of the year. I mean, it was 1 chapter, but I mean, heck, I still came back. So, how much do we give thanks to the Nissin company? Can't say yet, exactly. And maybe it's like a woo, or it's a, thanks, I guess. You know, it could be one of those two. Who knows? But right now, some degree of thanks is in order to this company for giving Togashi the noodles that he needs to get on up and deliver us some more chapters this year. So, that's it, guys and gals. I am done. Of course, give me your thoughts on the matter at hand. Once again, the chapter rating is going to be a OK+. So, hopefully, for the Hunter x Hunter Cats, I'll see you guys sooner rather than later. Will I do some other videos? I don't see why not. But if I do, it's going to be, honestly, probably on some more dark continent stuff, because that stuff is just, it's so juicy. I may do a video here or there when it comes to Kurolo and Isoki. There's some stuff I have up in here, so I can't say for certain that it won't be a while till I see you guys. But nonetheless, I'm going to see you cats later. King Lightning, be sure to rate the video. It is not that hard to do, especially since I know that you all have a device called Zmouse Ooh. You use Zmouse Ooh to click, rate the video, to click, subscribe, to click on that bell to join the squad, and of course, comment in the comment section down below. Peace, and have a nice goddamn day.